Hi, I want to talk about artificial intelligence and how it affects our daily lives. In just a few years, it has become something we use all the time. We use it to write, to search for information, and to make decisions. My question is not whether AI is helpful. It clearly is. The question is what happens to us when we depend so easily on it. Does it help us think better, or does it slowly change the way we understand the world? Throughout history, we've seen many examples of things that were once considered extraordinary becoming ordinary, everyday tools. Take fire, for example. In ancient Greek myths, it was a sacred power stolen from the gods, a miracle that transformed humanity. Today, however, is just a cheap match in our pockets, used without a second thought. And this shift isn't unique to fire. Where people once looked to the stars for navigation or relied on their senses to predict the weather, we now have almost total reliance on GPS and smartphone apps. The result of all this convenience is a shift from being active participants in reality to becoming passive users for information. It is no longer about knowing the world. It's simply about knowing how to ask a device like a phone or a computer, the right question to get an answer in seconds. The philosopher Max Weber famously called this disenchantment, the process by which the world loses its mystery and turns into a set of technical services. Today, a similar shift is happening to human intelligence. For centuries, our ability to create, analyze, and evaluate was considered a human miracle. Now AI is bringing that same disenchantment to the mind itself. What used to be a deep intellectual journey is becoming a disposable product available to anyone instantly at a very low cost. The last 3 years represent a major turning point. AI is the fastest growing technology in history, spreading quicker than any digital tool before it. In a very short time, it has transformed how we write, create, and communicate. Tasks that once required specific skills or long period of learning can now be completed in seconds. Because this shift happened so fast, AI moved from an experimental tool to a standard part of our digital lives. It is now widely available across many platforms, reaching people of all ages and professions. This rapid expansion sets the stage for understanding just how deeply AI is integrated into our daily routines. At the same time, this change raises a big question. Does AI simply continue the process of disenchantment, or could it create new forms of meaning and experience that we don't yet fully understand? According to the Bezek 2025 digital report, AI has officially become a part of our daily lives. On average, people spend about an hour and a half every day using some form of AI. Among those who increased their usage this year, 60% added roughly 30 minutes of daily screen time compared to last year. What's even more interesting is how early this starts. The average age, the average age of first-time AI use is now just 10 years old. Children are growing up with AI as a natural tool. For teenagers, it is no longer just for homework. 45% say they trust AI more than their friends on certain topics, and 21% even report feeling an emotional connection to AI chat systems. In many cases, AI is the first place they turn to for answers. The report also highlights how AI is affecting family dynamics. 24% of parents feel that AI helps them be better parents by providing quick ideas and answers. At the same time, 61% of teenagers say AI reduces their need to ask their parents for advice. These figures show that AI isn't just changing our habits, it's reshaped how we handle and trust decision making in our daily lives. To understand why this is a problem, we need to look at how wisdom is defined. In philosophy, wisdom, or Sophia, is more than just gathering knowledge. It is created by combining two key elements. Mythos plus logos equals Sophia. Mythos refers to the stories and meanings that guide human life. Today, we are living with a new story, the idea that AI has all the answers. We've started treating technology as if it always knows best, but wisdom also requires logos. Logos is critical thinking. It's the active effort of asking questions, verifying answers, and thinking things through. Real wisdom isn't about getting the right answers. It's about the process of reaching it. The problem is that AI gives us answers instantly, skipping the process entirely. We get the result without doing the mental work. This creates what I call wisdom gap. We have more information than ever, but we're practicing critical thinking less. We reach the destination, but we lose the journey of understanding. When logos is missing, we enter what Karl Marx called false consciousness. In this state, people feel smarter and more capable just because they have AI in their pockets. But at the same time, we actually become more passive. Instead of thinking things through, we've started to accept ready-made answers. The truth is, many of our choices are now shaped by systems we don't see and can't control. These systems are owned by massive corporations, and they guide what we read, what we watch, and even what we believe. This creates an illusion of understanding. We feel informed, but often we're just following suggestions without questioning them. We like to think we are in control of the tool, but when critical thinking disappears, the tool begins to guide us. An example of this idea can be seen in the movie Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. In the film, the main threat is not a person, but an AI system called the Entity. This AI manipulates information in real time to create a false version of reality. Characters end up making decisions based on what they see on their screens, even when that information is completely fake. The film serves as a clear metaphor for the dangers Karl Marx described. When people stop using their logos, their ability to question and think critically, they become easy to influence. Instead of fact-checking or searching for the truth, they blindly trust the screen. The story shows how perception can be shaped by those who control the algorithm. In a world of deep fakes and automated text, the ability to doubt and question information is one of the most important human skills we have. While the film is fiction, it serves as a warning about what happens when critical thinking disappears. According to Marx, this process leads to alienation, a loss of connection between people and their own work. When we let AI produce our texts, ideas, and arguments, we become less involved in the thinking process itself. The final result might look correct, but it is longer feels fully ours. AI doesn't just support thinking. In many cases, it replaces the effort of thinking. Instead of developing ideas step by step, we receive ready-made answers. Over time, this creates a more uniform and standardized way of expression. Personal voice, doubt, and originality start to fade, while predictable average outputs increase. When we skip logos, the hard work of questioning, we slowly give up our intellectual freedom. We begin to depend on systems owned by others to shape our thoughts. In this sense, alienation is not just about labor, it's about the very way we think and express ourselves. This lack of active engagement creates a monopoly on truth. When we stop searching for answers ourselves and rely on the digital oracle, we give huge power to those who control the data. Information is not neutral. It is shaped by corporate interests. If we lose the ability to analyze and doubt, we become passive consumers of whatever reality the algorithm presents to us. This outcome is not inevitable, but it becomes more likely when people give up active thinking and responsibility. The dangerous is that we will not even realize we are being manipulated because we have lost the critical tools needed to identify the false consciousness we are living in. Finally, we must distinguish between processing and understanding. AI can process millions of data points in seconds, but it cannot understand a single one of them. Understanding is a human act that requires the logos. When we use AI as a shortcut, we might get the right answer, but we miss the context, the ethics, and the human meaning. To stay human in the age of AI, we must reclaim the journey of understanding. We must remember that the machine is a tool for processing, but only the human spirit is capable of wisdom. AI does not only remove meaning. In some cases, it can also create new experiences of wonder, generative art, music, and unexpected creative results can feel surprising and meaningful. This suggests that AI may represent something new, a system built on logic, logos, that can also produce new stories and meanings, mythos. Whether AI leads to disenchantment or reenchantment does not depend on technology alone, but on how humans choose to engage with it. In my view, to avoid this trap, we need to strengthen our critical thinking. AI can give us information, but it cannot replace human judgment. Meaning comes from effort and from learning through mistakes. AI should be used as a tool to support thinking, not as a final authority. Intellectual freedom depends on staying active and questioning the answers we receive. We need to keep our logos awake, even when technology makes things easy. AI can deepen disenchantment when it replaces thinking, but it can also support creativity and meaning when used critically. To conclude, AI is a powerful tool, but it is not a shortcut to wisdom. True Sophia cannot be downloaded. It is built through reflection and understanding. The real wonder is not the machine, but the human ability to keep asking why. Thank you.